Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. As usual, we will get a rune and then a tarot card and then another rune for each position for your energetic rune reading here this week. At the very end, stay tuned, Aries, because we will get a card from the Messages from the Fairies Oracle deck. So, I've already shuffled and meditated on everything, so let's jump right on in. For your rune for the energetic recent past, Aries, is the rune of Ansus. Working on communication, aspects of it, how grounded is your communication. This is whenever the lines are going straight down off the rune, it's very grounded. So you want to be able to receive it in a very grounded way, centered way, balanced way, right? No invisible strings attached to communication. No kind of tit for tat kind of stuff. Just being able to be open and receiving different types of communication, like divine downloads, prophetic dream work, like deja vu, premonition dreams, any one of over 6 clairs. We have over 6 clairs, like claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. Yeah, look those up. So those could have been popping off, or you could be blessed or challenged with any aspects of any of this, okay? So just take that how it resonates. Blessings or challenges for that in that position. For this, the card of clarity is the High Priestess. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, the Empress. Wow. Okay. I need to learn how to read upside down a little better. Okay. So the Empress here, this is beautiful. This is like being able to nurture and begin intuitively all these new things into being. So are you starting a new way of communicating? Are you opening yourself up to new ideas? Are you trying a new style of communication? Have you been challenged with how are you approaching communication? How are you, like, when you do like an icebreaker or open or initiate a conversation, right? How do you do that? How do you initiate? How do you come across when you initiate something? Are you nurturing? So aspects of that, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, Aries. This is great though, because regardless, you're kind of learning lessons of what you sow is what you reap. With Yera here, the rune of the year, this is an irreversible rune, so I keep fiddling with it like that. So Yera it literally means year. This is also indicative of a harvest at the end of the year. At the end of the year, when you make a harvest, you're learning about what did I do with the crop, right? What did I nurture it? Did it get enough protection? Did I plant a good quality seed? All of that good stuff. You're learning in that space between the end of the season and the beginning of a new one. So it's like learning in that liminal space in between. Think of somebody like singing a really long note, needing to take a breath in the middle of that note and singing again. Right now, like that's kind of like that breath as well, where you're kind of pausing and you're like, then you can go again, right? Closing off a cycle, beginning a new one. This is endings making beginnings, beginnings making endings. So this is maybe blessings or challenges with some closure or how you're beginning something. And it ties into how you're receiving messages or how divinely guided, like this could be a communication with divine downloads, prophetic dream work. Like, are you divinely guided? Are you connected to divine source? You could be needing to be open more to like spirit animals, spirit numbers. Those are also forms of communication, right? Songs on the radio that just click, things that people say, opportunities that just come up. You know, those are also ways of communication from divine. Divine loves using spirit animals and numbers. At least in my life, that's more prominent. For other people, it's license plates. All right, in your now, look at that, Berkana. Berkana is already built into this card here in the Runic Tarot deck, is what we mainly use on this channel. So this again is like echoing the Empress energy. This is huge divine feminine kind of feeling energy. This is not the divine feminine rune, but this is still like being able to begin and nurture and bless that new beginning. And you're still kind of presently in that, Aries, right? You're blessing and you're initiating a new beginning, which is great. I mean, this is you out there. I mean, take it how it resonates, right? It could be professionally, it could be romantically, it could be familial, like a birth, a literal birth. If this is you out there welcoming new life into your family, congratulations. Okay? If this is you birthing a new concept into your life or a new way of being, also congratulations all the same. Right? Whatever you're beginning, congratulate yourself here, Aries, because you're really good at initiating things. And by the way, if this is your solar return week, aka your birthday week, happy birthday out there to you, Aries. We are officially in your season, and this is beautiful. So Aries, you're very good at initiating new things, and kind of like a lot of other signs that I can think of out there, myself included, and how I resonate with these readings. Yeah, sometimes follow through isn't our strong suit. But to clarify this new beginning and nurturing this new beginning that you're in right now, this is the Six of Wands reversed. So maybe this is, I'm thinking here that this is like a clan building exercise, like not really having that support or that victory from your clanmates right now, but really I think this is like a very personal beginning. This isn't like a collective, like a clan energy, like where everybody's included right now. I think this is like a personal conviction, like some of us who decide in our hearts, our heart of hearts, our most inner heart, so it kind of in secret, right? That we might want to adjust our spiritual path, for instance. And you're beginning that right now. If that's you, blessed be on your divinely guided path. So take what resonates here, Aries, leave what doesn't. The rune of clarity here is the divine feminine's rune. This is the rune of Laguz. This is lake, water, flow, sea, dowsing with water. So the flow, the nurturing flow and divine feminine aspects of like primordial life-giving forces of water, and the intuitive ability to create and nurture. So these are beautiful things. This is like a lot of emotional healing work, a lot of intuitive healing work as well. Maybe even you could be just being called right now to visit a body of water, or if you can't visit one, just view one online for at least 20 minutes. When you go to visit a body of water, be present, right? Spend some time meditating, and it really helps with our emotional well-being. I've been spending a lot more time outside personally, so this might be just that invitation to ground your sense of flow near a body of water, or just simply ground your sense of flow. This really is, Laguz is really about that grounded sense of flow. Again, that line that goes straight down here on the rune, that's very grounded energy. And this kind of looks like Ansus, just with one less of the little hashes over here, right? So this is still intuitive, very divine connected, kind of in that sort of communication, right? That just almost like a clear cognizance, right? Just a clear knowing, divine intuition work. So blessings, challenges with that, Aries, take it how it resonates right now. In your near future is Theresas. Theresas is like Thor's hammer, is very thorough. Not everybody interprets this as Thor's hammer, but a lot of the newer versions of the runic alphabet are interpreted as like thorn or giant or hill, but I use the Thor's hammer because with this you're very thorough with building, destroying, or protecting, which is exactly what a hammer does. It can build, it can destroy, or it can protect. This is like that dedication towards kind of energy. So being thorough with your research, being very grounded, right? But also being very divinely guided and connected right here. Excuse me. All right, apologies. So Theresa's moving forward is that like dotting the I's, crossing the T's, doing the due diligence, the research, that dedication, that kind, sorry for the vibrating camera there, that dedication kind of work, right? That commitment energy, very thoroughly committing yourself to that energy, building, destroying, or protecting. And not to say you can't do all of these simultaneously, just in different ways and in different aspects of your life. These runes are multi-layered. This isn't all just about one layer of your life, right? But do take it how it resonates. But these runes work on different layers of our lives. Like you could be building one aspect of your life, working in defense for another in your life, simultaneously, for example. To clarify here is the Five of Swords. So 5 of Swords and 7 of Swords for me are like really sneaky kind of energy. That's interesting. So just making sure in the future here, I see you making, maybe discovering that maybe not everybody is rooting for you while you're being thorough in your work and your whatever you're building, destroying, or protecting areas. That somebody might be actually working against you actively, somebody you might know. So that's a possibility. All right. So when we make decisions, Aries, not everybody roots for us, right? A lot of people prefer the old us that were the wounded versions of ourselves that kept repeating those cycles, that kept on going to the bar every Friday night or something like that. Just throwing that out there. Or they like the old version of you. They don't like the new you. They want the version they're familiar with. They want their comfort level, right? You're stepping out of that, I think, because of this new beginning, this decision you made, this emotional healing work you've done, this very personal decision that you've made, right? But through this, like, just be aware, like, there's not everybody is rooting for you. Here, let me see what just move forward in faith. This is very grounding energy still. Stay very grounded and connected. Know and be reminded here that you are divinely connected. You are divinely protected. This is Algies, the antler, the elk rune. The antlers here of the elk rune are your divine connection, with that line going straight up, right? And the antlers here, your divine defense. Right, so this is moving forward definitely more in faith, right, and thoroughly so, but also discovering that, there might be some weeding in your garden needing to be done. Just throwing that out there. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There, Aries. Influencing you right now is your aspects of abundance. Fehu, the rune of cattle, wealth, abundance. The more cattle you had back in the day, the more abundant you were thought to be. So when I say abundance, how do you relate to abundance? Right? Is it an abundance of love? Is it an abundance of money? Abundance of happiness? Abundance of laughter? Abundance of joy? Abundance of sunshine, right? That's what's influencing you, aspects thereof, blessings or challenges thereof. Okay, moving on, continuing on here. 7 of Wands reversed. Yeah, this is definitely like feeling like not having the cooperation of your clan. Interesting. So maybe not the time to communicate with them, or maybe some miscommunication. Let's see what the other rune here is. This is interesting. Needs, constraints, limitations. The rune nullities, it's like now this. So as we go through our daily life, things come up, right? Needs, constraints, limitations. You go down your divinely guided path here, there's a log that, can block your path. So you need to fully address it, transmute it into anything you want. Like in your future here, is see you transmuting that log into this Algi's rune of faith, right? Look at how similar they look. Okay? So you're kind of looking at aspects, or influenced by looking at aspects of your wants versus your needs, your perceived limitations, aka your fears, versus your actual limitations, right? So let's see what your advice here is right now. Remain present. Remain present. Remain in divine flow. This is maybe even a rune. Well, this is looked at as a rune of actual literal travel here. The rune is Rado. So this is kind of like the chariot. So it could be actual literal travel. But this is like following your joy. Look how, like, I cover this little part up here. It looks like Wunjo, your clan flag. So that's the rune of joy, happiness, and that's very grounded energy with that line going straight down, right? And then it has this leg, looks like it's always like in a step forward. So stay in step with divine flow, right? That could be you walking away from a house, spouse, or career. Aries out there. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So why I say that though is because you're leaving behind like discordant energy or stagnant energy. Looks like this might be you making a conscious effort to leave behind more stagnant energy. You're looking at aspects of nurturing and looks like familial style type of nurturing here, like a mother's love kind of energy as well. A lot of like divine feminine healing aspects in your life. Okay, but right now it could be just that you need to remain focused on following your joy, right? How that leg of Wunjo kind of is like always with divine flow, right? In step with divine flow. That's like you following your joy, following your yeah, right? If it doesn't set your heart and your soul on fire, why are you doing it? If you're not happy at your job, why are you there? Kind of stuff, right? If your spouse isn't receiving your attempts to fill their cup, you might want to have those talks, right? So let's look at the card of clarity here. 8 of Swords reversed. Beautiful, beautiful. So this is a lot of clarity into the fact that you are on a path. You know your path. You are... A lot of other people might have opinions of where you're at, but you have the clarity of where you're going. And that's what really matters. And that's like in that advice here for right now anyway, is to have that beautiful clarity of your divine presence and your flow. And yeah, the 8 of Swords reverse is awesome in this with this following your divine flow and being in presence. Look at that grounded sense of flow, that keeps coming up here. Beginnings, nurturing. I'm seeing sensitivity, patience, timing, effort, perceived wants and needs and projections kind of things. Maybe a little bit of healing around that, right? But the rune of clarity here for this is Kenaz. Kenaz is that torch. This is the torch, the light that illuminates the path for yourself, right? On your divinely guided path. So this is beautiful. This is like you're carrying the torch here with this and divine flow. You have that clear path, right? Just no obstacles, no obstructions around you. And you are in your inner authority, leading by example, illuminating the path for yourself and for others simultaneously, called to practice what you preach. Take your own medicine, right? Lead by example, realizing that when we give advice, it's a reflection of ourselves, right? When we manifest, when we are trailblazing, when we're lighting the way that we light the path forward, and the path itself is a reflection of ourselves, right? And it's a response as well to those around us. So take what resonates here, leave what doesn't. This is a good advice here to lead by example, follow your divine flow. Just, there might be other perceived, like, it looks like maybe a Debbie Downer around you that's just not, that likes the old you better. And you're kind of, I think, yeah, you're embracing this new you, and you are stepping into more of your conviction, your inner authority, and your sovereignty. You're enhanced. Okay, so Mana's here in your outcomes position is beautiful, because look at how grounded that is. You're like double grounded here. All this grounding work, this grounded sense of flow, right, has really been helping you with. Remember how that looked like kind of like Wunjo here? This looks like Wunjo here as well, right? When I cover up half of Manas, and then here as well. So this is your clan flag looking at another clan flag and cites the definition of other than. So this is like a joining of definitions, enhanced sense of clarity. This also has that rune of Dagas here built into it, which is all about that clarity and balance, right? So this Manas is knowing where you stand a lot more in the place in the world, like your sense of identity, self-worth, where you stand in the world, where you stand with your clan, your attachments to outcomes, thoughts, beliefs, standards, your ability to change your mind, your security as far as it goes with labels, right? Are labels necessary? How strong are your convictions on some of your attachments to these labels? Right? And I see like a lot more healthier aspects of that coming out in the wash here, Aries, and the outcome. So that's beautiful, because that does really help you with your faith. That helps you move forward more thoroughly in this conviction that you have, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm trailblazing. I'm doing my thing. Look at that. 2 of Cups, beautiful. This could be a partnership. This could be a union kind of energy with Manas here, and the 2 of Cups clarifying. That looks like an adaptation of something that emotionally fulfills you, where you're filling some other cup and another energy is filling your cup simultaneously. So take that how it resonates. Could be a relationship with yourself, divine source, a family member, significant other, a coworker. Okay, take what resonates. Beautiful though, beautiful emotional fulfillment energy. Oh, look at that. To clarify, Fehu, see what was influencing you? Okay, look at you being your awesome divinely guided self here, Aries. And Fehu here is your healthier aspects of calling in your abundance. When we look at the rune energies, they go from top to bottom, right? When we're looking at them in the correct direction, when you're in a healthy paradigm, when in our mindset and emotional reciprocity kind of stuff, right? Which is what I'm seeing here. And that you're grounded, and you're divinely guided here, you're connected, you're calling down that abundance from multiple sources, rather than not being present and looking at the energy going the other way and being distracted off of your divinely guided path and looking outside of yourself for abundance. When you realize you attract, you don't chase, right? So you're attracting that abundance from multiple streams, Aries. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Take what resonates here, leave what doesn't. I love this reading here for you. A lot more firm convictions here moving forward, and just let's I'm going to ask Divine for a card of clarity for the whole rune reading, but I want to see what this other energy is also about. So Divine, if you have a message for this for Aries as well, we'll take that as well. So let's get that message of clarity from the Messages from the Fairies Oracle deck. Divine and the Fairies, please show us clearly what one card of clarity does Aries need to hear for this week's Divinely Guided Rune reading. Divine, please show us clearly what one card message of clarity does Aries need for this week's Divinely Guided Rune reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This says, oh, look at that, emotional healing. And I think that's what you're receiving here. But I think this is maybe getting closure and somebody doesn't like that. So whatever that is, however you respond, don't choose not to react to this, Aries, but how you respond to that really, really matters. And I would always approach it through the great love filter. Pass it through the great love filter. It's really hard for us to check in with that, but try to think, am I receiving messages, right, with love? Am I receiving or giving, perceiving, all those things with love? If the answer is no to any of that, you know where to go within for healing. Okay, this card, emotional healing. And look at that, divine feminine healing, beautiful stuff. Okay, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. That's the blessings. That could be the love, and this is like an enhanced sense of like self-worth and security, identity, all of that. Just like feeling like a new you. So I really, really love this for you. I cannot wait to read more about this card. I'm just looking it up. All right, here we go. Again, at the bottom, Aries, it says, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. This card signifies that you're healing some old emotional pain. The first thing that comes to mind is exactly the issue you're resolving. As you let go of anger, guilt, or other emotional wounds, you awaken a new level of power within yourself that attracts everything you desire and more. Call upon the fairies as well, and as supportive people. So you can call upon the fairies, supportive people like professionals, counselors, coaches, etc., to help you through times of healing. Know that you're lovable and that you deserve a happy heart, Aries. Additional meanings for this card are that the situation you are asking about has an emotional basis. Another one is physical healing occurs as a result of emotional healing. Another one is you're preparing for a new love by healing old hurt from a previous partnership. Another one is consult with a professional counselor or join a support group. Another one is journal about your feelings. And finally, the last one is this situation is bringing about tremendous personal growth. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant week.